Paper is a vital part of everyday life, used for writing, printing, and sharing information through books and newspapers. It is essential in packaging, protecting goods with materials like cardboard and paper bags, and in hygiene products like tissues and toilet paper. Also, paper supports creativity in arts and crafts, making it a versatile tool for both practical and artistic purposes. Today, Captain Discovery will guide you on an exciting journey into the fascinating world of paper production. Join the adventure to uncover how paper is crafted to meet the diverse needs of communication, packaging, and creativity in our daily lives. The history of paper in the United States began in 1690 when William Rittenhouse established the first paper mill in Germantown, Pennsylvania. This marked a shift from relying on imported paper to producing it domestically, supporting the growing needs of the colonies. During the 18th century, the demand for paper surged as newspapers, pamphlets, and revolutionary writings became essential tools for communication and advocacy. Paper production played a critical role in spreading ideas during the American Revolution and beyond. In the 19th century, innovations such as mechanized papermaking and the use of wood pulp transformed the industry, making paper cheaper and more accessible. These advancements supported the rise of books, advertising, and packaging industries in the U.S. became a leader in global paper production. Today, the paper industry in the United States balances its historical significance with modern sustainability practices. Recycling and eco-friendly production ensures that paper remains a vital resource in an increasingly digital world. In Step 1, workers start by harvesting wood, often from forests in states like Oregon, Georgia, or Alabama, where sustainable forestry practices are followed. These regions are known for their pine and hardwood trees, which are ideal for making paper. At the mill, workers clean the logs to remove dirt and small branches. Using a debarking machine, they strip the bark from the logs, leaving clean wood for the next stage. The debarked logs are then fed into a chipper, which cuts them into small uniform wood chips, suitable for pulp production. And did you know the dollar bill, one of the most iconic paper items, isn't actually made of traditional paper? Instead, U.S. currency is made from a special blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen, which gives it durability and a unique texture. In Step 2, workers take the prepared wood chips and process them into pulp, the raw material for paper. This is done using two main methods: mechanical pulping, where machines grind the chips into fibers, and chemical pulping, where chemicals like sodium hydroxide are used to break down the lignin, the substance that holds the fibers together. The pulping process separates the cellulose fibers, which are the key component for making paper. Afterward, the pulp is washed thoroughly to remove any remaining lignin and impurities. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to Captain Discovery now. Now the pulp is washed thoroughly to remove any leftover lignin, dirt, or chemical residues. For white or light-colored paper, workers add bleaching agents such as hydrogen peroxide or chlorine dioxide to brighten the pulp and make it whiter. During bleaching, workers carefully monitor the pulp to ensure it meets the desired color and brightness standards. Finally, the cleaned and bleached pulp is drained and prepared for the next step, where it will be formed into sheets of paper. This mixture, which contains about 99% water and 1% fiber, is poured onto a large moving mesh screen called a Fourdrinier machine. As the slurry flows across the screen, water drains away, leaving the fibers behind to interlock and form a wet sheet of paper. The wet sheet then moves along the screen, gradually becoming more cohesive as additional water is removed. The sheet first passes through a series of heavy rollers that press it, squeezing out as much water as possible. These rollers not only reduce moisture, but also compact the fibers, giving the paper its initial strength and smoothness. After pressing, the sheet moves through heated drying cylinders, which evaporate the remaining moisture. Workers carefully monitor the drying process to guarantee the paper doesn't become too brittle or uneven. By the end of this step, the paper is fully dried, solid, and ready for finishing touches like smoothing or coating. In the last step, the dried paper passes through a series of calendaring rollers, which press and polish the surface to make it smooth and uniform. If needed, coatings such as gloss, matte, or waterproof layers are applied. Workers then check the paper for quality, ensuring it meets specific standards for thickness, texture, and finish. Once approved, the paper is either wound into large rolls or cut into sheets, depending on its intended use. Finally, the finished paper is packaged and prepared for shipment to customers. Nowadays, many companies use wood from forests that are carefully managed, where new trees are planted to replace the ones cut down. Recycling is also a big part of the process, as it reduces the need for fresh wood and keeps used paper out of landfills. To save water, factories clean and reuse it during production instead of wasting it. They also focus on using renewable energy like biomass and energy-saving machines to reduce pollution. All these efforts show how the paper industry is trying to protect nature while still meeting the need for paper. Did you know that factories can produce over 12 million rubber bands in just 24 hours? Thanks to incredibly precise cutting and shaping technology? This journey is a perfect blend of science and craftsmanship. The history of rubber bands dates back to the early 19th century, when natural rubber, derived from latex, began to be used for various applications. Thomas Hancock, an English inventor, is credited with creating the first rubber band in 1845. He patented the process of cutting elastic threads from vulcanized rubber, which Charles Goodyear had invented earlier in 1839. Vulcanization, a chemical process, revolutionized the rubber industry by improving the material's durability and elasticity, paving the way for modern rubber products. Rubber bands quickly became indispensable in offices, homes, and industries. Their simplicity, affordability, and versatility made them popular worldwide. Today, millions of rubber bands are produced daily to meet global demand, but the production process remains a blend of time-honored techniques and modern innovations. So, how are rubber bands made? The process begins with raw rubber, which is needed to soften the material. This step generates heat, making the rubber pliable and easy to work with. The kneaded rubber, resembling a dough-like consistency, is then flattened into wide, thin sheets using large rolling pins. These sheets are sliced into strips and bundled together, ensuring uniformity in weight and proportions for the upcoming chemical treatment. In this stage, the groundwork is laid for the chemical enhancements that will transform the rubber into a high-performance material. The sliced rubber strips are mixed with sulfur and other chemicals, which are essential for the vulcanization process. Vulcanization enhances the rubber's strength, elasticity, and durability by creating cross-links between its polymer chains. The chemical mixture is carefully kneaded and rolled until it is uniformly thin, ensuring an even distribution of additives. This meticulous preparation guarantees that every piece of rubber meets the high standards required for the final product. The chemically treated rubber is cut into manageable bundles and fed into an extrusion machine. During this process, the rubber is forced through specialized dies that shape it into long, hollow tubes. To prevent the tube walls from collapsing or sticking together, air and talcum powder are injected into the tubes. Once extruded, the tubes are cooled in a water trough. The cooling process stabilizes their shape, preparing them for molding and vulcanization. The cooled rubber tubes are slid onto aluminum poles, which serve as molds to determine their diameter and final shape. These molds, complete with rubber tubes, are placed into a steam oven for vulcanization. In the oven, high heat solidifies the structure of the rubber, making it stronger, more elastic, and durable enough for everyday use. This critical stage transforms the rubber into a material suitable for its final purpose. After vulcanization, the rubber tubes are removed from the molds using air pressure to separate them. They are then rinsed to remove talcum powder and other residues, leaving clean and well-formed tubes. The vulcanized rubber tubes are hung to dry, ensuring that any remaining moisture is eliminated. Once dried, the tubes are lightly re-moistened to make them pliable enough for cutting. The tubes are fed into a machine equipped with a rotating blade that slices them into uniform bands. Precision is key, as each rubber band must meet exact specifications. A single cutting system can produce up to 500,000 rubber bands per hour. After cutting, the rubber bands are inspected for quality, packaged, and prepared for shipment. The finished product is now ready to serve countless applications worldwide, from offices to homes and industrial uses. Rubber bands may be small, but their production process can have a significant impact on the environment, if not carefully managed. That's why manufacturers today are shifting towards more sustainable solutions, such as using renewable natural rubber sources, optimizing processes to reduce emissions, and recycling defective products. Additionally, reusing rubber bands instead of discarding them after a single use also helps minimize plastic waste. These small but practical actions contribute to protecting the environment for future generations. Were you surprised by the journey of how rubber bands are made? Or do you have any creative ways to reuse rubber bands in your daily life? Share your ideas in the comments below.
Have you ever wondered how the rubber gloves we use every day are made? It is an intriguing process that combines modern technology with meticulous precision. Join Captain Discovery as we step into the factory to explore each stage of transforming raw latex into durable and flexible gloves. If you find this content interesting, don't forget to like the video and support us in bringing you more captivating content. Rubber gloves have a long history, dating back to the 1800s when Charles Goodyear invented the vulcanization process. However, it wasn't until the late 19th century that Dr. William Stewart Halstead introduced them into the medical field to protect hands from chemicals and bacteria. Since then, rubber gloves have become indispensable in various industries, from healthcare to manufacturing and household use. So, how are rubber gloves made? Everything starts in vast rubber plantations. Skilled farmers make an incision in the rubber tree's trunk, allowing the milky white sap to slowly flow into small collection cups. This latex is then gathered and transported to the factory for processing. At the factory, the latex undergoes a filtration process to remove impurities. It is then mixed with special chemicals to stabilize it and enhance the elasticity of the final gloves. Next, thousands of ceramic or metal hand-shaped molds are neatly arranged on the production line. These molds resemble human hands and come in various sizes. Before being dipped into the latex, the molds must be thoroughly cleaned and coated with a solution that helps the latex adhere evenly. This process is crucial to ensuring the glove's surface is smooth and free of air bubbles. Now comes the key step, forming the gloves. The hand molds are slowly dipped into a vat of liquid latex. Imagine dipping your hand into a bucket of paint. As the molds are lifted, a thin layer of latex evenly coats them. To achieve the desired thickness, the molds may be dipped multiple times. After each dip, the gloves are partially dried to maintain their shape. Without this step, the gloves would be too soft and prone to tearing. They are placed into a specialized heating chamber for vulcanization, a process where the rubber is heated to a specific temperature to enhance its durability and elasticity. After vulcanization, the gloves maintain their fixed shape and are ready for the next stage. Now the finished gloves need to be removed from the molds, which is no easy task. Automated machines equipped with compressed air and brushes carefully peel the gloves off the molds without causing any damage. Before being packaged and delivered to consumers, each glove must pass a series of rigorous quality checks. Some gloves are inflated to test for leaks, while others are stretched to ensure elasticity. Finally, the gloves are sorted by size, packaged, and prepared for distribution to stores, hospitals, and factories worldwide. Despite their usefulness, rubber glove production has significant environmental impacts. Some major concerns include chemical waste. Chemicals used in processing and vulcanization can cause pollution if not properly managed. Rubber waste. Disposable gloves contribute heavily to waste management challenges and environmental pollution. Rubber plantation expansion. Large-scale rubber farming can lead to deforestation and disrupt ecosystems. Today, many companies are working to improve production processes, using more sustainable materials and developing glove recycling technologies to minimize environmental impact. Isn't it fascinating? From the latex dipping from rubber trees to the intricate production stages, we finally get the handy gloves that protect our hands every day. What do you think about this manufacturing process? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and share the video so more people can learn about it. See you in the next adventure with Captain Discovery.